Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song In the Court of the Dragon by Trivium. As always, the song comes to you as a request from one of my viewers, so if you'd like to request something, just put it in the comments. I'll be sure to add it to my list, although I do always say the list is no guarantee. My list is so long, there are like 1,000+ songs on it, so just saying, you can at least get your song on the list. That gives it a chance, but no guarantees. So anyway, I'm a Trivium fan. I'll go ahead and come out and say that. I kind of discovered them when I was in high school with their album Ascendancy, I believe, and then kind of listened to some of their other albums. I remember when Shogun came out when I was like a senior in high school. I remember going to Hastings, which I'm pretty sure doesn't exist anymore, and buying that album on CD. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's still in my car, in my glove compartment, glove box, that album. So I'm a decent fan of Trivium. I did a couple of their songs from What the Dead Men Say. I want to say that's what the name of the album was. A few years ago, around the time when that album first came out. And for whatever reason, this particular album, In the Court of the Dragon, just kind of flew under my radar. I haven't really listened to anything from this album, so kind of excited to get to it. With that said, the cover looks amazing, and I saw it at the record store, and I didn't buy it because I was like, I haven't listened to it yet, so I'm not going to buy it yet, but I love that cover. And I hope the music's good because I kind of want to buy this album, particularly for the artwork. I'm a huge fan of fantasy, as I'm sure anyone who's followed the channel for any amount of time knows. And so really excited to listen to this one and kind of get some of that mythology behind it, what I assume will be some mythology. Just like the album Shogun was steeped in mythology, I know these guys won't disappoint there. So I say we jump right in. I'm also going to listen to X just because it looks like it's only like 1:30 long, and I think it's instrumental too. So let's start there. And it'll take us into In the Court of the Dragon. Let's do it. I mean, just look at that album artwork. That is so cool. Huge fan of dragons. They're like my favorite mythical creature, too. Very appropriate opening for like a fantasy epic, right? Jump right into it.
What you deserve, burning out.
Wow. That was like relentless. I think relentless might be the right word for that, because they pretty much did not let up the entire song. I mean, they went hard. So, yeah, that was pretty good. A lot of blast beats in there, and I think that's what they call it when drummer is going crazy. That drummer's got to be tired, man. That was a fun song, and definitely like it got Trivium written all over it, So let's take a look at the song piece by piece, of course, starting with the lyrics. I do want to read this about section first. It says here, this song bio is unreviewed. I always want to preface with that. It says, "In the Court of the Dragon" is based on a short story from the book The King in Yellow by Robert W. Chambers. The play portrayed involves mystery for those who follow the King in Yellow and the Dragon of the Tale. Okay. What did the artist said about the song? Paolo Gregoletto. "We had this melody from a live sound check we did in Tokyo in 2008 or 2009, and Corey really wanted to use it on a new song. That melody led to the main riff, the one that kicks in right away. Then we wrote the rest of the song and realized that we didn't need that melody anymore because it didn't fit. So it inspired the song and then went away. Once the song came together in the jam room, it became very apparent that it would probably be the opening track and the title track via Apple Music." All right, cool. Yeah, let's look at those lyrics. So, "In the court of the dragon, death of gods and world, in the court of the dragon, you will know your worth. Hammer clenched, open mouth, living neath the tides of pain. Surely any man would drown, horrid king, cries unheard, bathed in blood. You'll get what you deserve. Burning home, only child, hidden from the deadly ones, hunted far but never found, nightmare past, haunting him. Bides his time, sinks into the sea." So I feel like we're sort of weaving in and out here lyrically, talking about like maybe the hero, right, clenching his hammer, and then jumping to the dragon, open mouth, living neath the tides of pain. Surely any man would drown, and then talks about the horrid king. So kind of switching, or maybe we're just in the protagonist's thoughts, right? Thinking about his hammer, thinking about the king, thinking about the dragon, etc. "In the court of the dragon, death of gods and world. In the court of the dragon, you will know your worth. Final clash, beast and man, rising from the violent waves, with the bloodied head in hand, open mouth, swallowing the king, gods devoured whole, light extinguishing no more, will the sun look down to illuminate the world." So it sounds like the dragons won, right? Final clash, beast and man, rising from the violent waves, with the bloodied head in hand. So I picture like the hero holding the dragon's bloodied head, but then it says here, open mouth, swallowing the king, gods devoured whole, light extinguishing, and the sun looks down to illuminate the world. Sounds like evil one. Maybe the dragon was a good dragon. I mean, it looks like it's a golden dragon on the cover, and I know I'm up to date on my D&D lore. Gold dragons are good dragons, so I'm wondering if that's why the sun no longer looks down to illuminate the world, or if the dragon won, and maybe the bloody head is the king's or the hero's, perhaps. "In spite of all the hate behind these eyes, I've seen that only one of us survives. In spite of all the hate behind these eyes, I've seen that only one of us survives. I'm here to destroy you. I'm here to avenge. In the court of the dragon, I descend. The stars have died and the heavens go up in flames. Earth sinks. The stars have died and the heavens go up in flames. Earth sinks." So again, it sounds to me like evil's won. The stars have died and the heavens go up in flames. Earth sinks. The stars have died and the heavens go up in flames. In spite of all the hate behind these eyes, I've seen that only one of us survives. I'm here to destroy you. I'm here to avenge. In the court of the dragon, I descend. In spite of all the hate behind these eyes, I've seen that only one of us survives. I'm here to destroy you. I'm here to avenge. In the court of the dragon, I descend. In the court of the dragon, death of gods and world. In the court of the dragon, you will know your worth. Okay. Interesting. Lyrically, I got to say, I'm a sucker for anything fantasy related, so this definitely like scratches that itch for me. But it's written in a way too where I'm like, I'm not sure like who wins essentially, or even like and this might not even, like, the battle might not have even happened yet. It could all just be like a vision too, like maybe the hero sees himself killing the dragon, or maybe the hero sees himself being killed by the dragon. Maybe this is all like a premonition. This is just the first song on the album, and so of course this probably is just the beginning of the story. But regardless, like I said, I'm a huge sucker for anything fantasy related. Dragons are my favorite mythical creatures, so anything dragon related, I mean, I'm a huge fan. So lyrically, I got to give it 2 thumbs up. And I think Trivium does fantasy and mythology really well. Like I said, their Shogun album really stuck with me for that reason, because I loved the fantasy and the mythology behind it. So yeah, 2 thumbs up lyrically, loved it. Instrumentally, this one was pretty hectic. Like I said, that guitar comes in fast and furious. The drumming comes in fast and furious. Some really cool drum fills. The blast beats to me were like, oh man, that's intense. You got some double bass throughout. Nice little guitar solo as well. Overall, I mean, just a fun, fast-paced song. They almost didn't give you any time to breathe, so it's hard for me to say like one thing or another was just amazing to listen to and to come back to. I think I have to give this one a second listen, but overall, I would say the instrumentation was just fast, heavy, and fun, and definitely the way you want to start off an album, right? Just kind of set the tone, set the pace. I sound like a basketball commentator. But yeah, and then vocally, I think I'm assuming it's Matt Heafy. I always forget how to say his name on vocals. Yeah, he does a great job. I'm always a sucker for those who can kind of do the screaming, growling, heavy vocals as well as the melodic vocals. And he definitely stuck more to the screaming in this one. But when those melodic vocals did come in, it was like a nice little break from the heaviness of the song, while the instrumentation was still kind of heavy around it too. So I thought it was pretty good instrumentally, vocally. I give it a thumb up. Could have been maybe a little bit better in my opinion, just to captivate and grab me more. But the speed and the intensity of it still definitely gets it a thumb up. As far as replay value goes, I mean, yeah, this one's going on the playlist. Love the mythology behind the lyrics. Love the instrumentation for the most part, and then enjoyed the vocal performance as well. So I mean, that's a pretty good song in my book. I give it a thumb up for replay value. We're gonna listen to this one again for sure. I have a feeling it's gonna get better with time and get better with a second listen. So had a good time listening to this one. Thank you so much for the request. As always, if you want to request something, just put it in the comments. I'll be sure to add it to my list. If you enjoyed the music as much as I did, of course, go support the artists. Go listen to their music wherever you can. And then lastly, if you want to support me, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like and subscribe, comment. You can also check the description if you'd like to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, or TikTok. All right, guys, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.